Australia beat Pakistan by 2 wickets, but boy, did we put up a fight this time. Welcome to the shiny side. I'm Faris, and joining us from Bahrain is Imran Aslam, and from Dubai is Umair Qazi. Umair, you know, for all of Pakistan winning test matches and Nomi and Sajid, blah, blah, there's nothing like Pakistani pacers turning it on and bringing us back in a game which we have no business to win. What do you make of the
Yeah,
game?
amazing. It took me back to the 90s. We got it so close. The boys couldn't close it, but yeah, watching Haris Rao, Shaheen, Naseem in full flow, it was a sight. Even Hasnan later on, four pacers. Yeah, and yeah, fine. Spin can win you all the games at home, but yeah, there's nothing like watching Pakistan pacers ripping through batting lineups.
And and
Nothing like.
and Imran Umair said, "Take me to the '90s. Forget about the '90s. Took me back to 2 years ago. This is how you were playing till 2 years ago, right? So like even the same set of guys actually were playing a lot of games. In fact, two games that come to mind are the World Cup final in Melbourne 2 years ago. Also the India Pakistan game. Both of the games, our bowlers really brought us back into a game we had no business of winning. We didn't
Yeah.
face those games either, to be honest. But like that's what this reminded me of, to be honest.
Yeah, it was definitely. Haris seemed to be back at his best. Shaheen also bowled well up front. Good to see Naseem Hussain as well. So, yeah, it was like going back to the 90s, I agree,
Yeah. I
because
got a
you came
message.
back into the game from like what, 130 odd for three. Australia was 130 odd for three, 7 wickets in hand, 70 to get, and then suddenly we made a game out of it from nowhere.
Yeah, I got a message from someone saying I'm getting 1996 Carlton United vibes from this game. I'm like,
But so we fought back in both innings, really. The batting as well. Again, it was the bowlers who brought us back in the
which
first
is
innings.
again such a 90s story, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So I guess now that the optimism and the positive thought is aside, the other side of the picture is the last 28 times Pakistan has played Australia in any format in Australia, we have lost 27 of them.
I was shocked that we won that one game. I
Yeah.
was shocked.
In fact, I pulled the scorecard out already. Remember that game? Mohammad Hafiz stopped scoring in its.
Mohammad Hafiz was the man of the match, 72. Someone sent the scorecard. Was it you who sent the scorecard?
No, I don't think
Uh,
I sent it
so
to you, but I saw it. Yeah.
someone on one of my WhatsApp groups, someone posted this. It was Ahmed Malik, in fact. And I said, shocking that we've won one. And then I think one of the guys shared the scorecard.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It was a live game.
Hafiz
It
is
wasn't in
captain.
dead rubber either. Like we had lost the first game, we got the
2017. It was
second game.
2017. They chased it quite easily. Shocking.
What a depressing start, but 26 games without beating them.
Yeah, I think if you look
But
at ODIs only, Imran, last 16, we won two in Australia.
Anywhere in the world.
No, in Australia, sorry. Last
In
16,
Australia.
I'm going all the way back to 2004.
Bloody hell, man.
Yeah. So you probably remember that series in 2002 where
टेस्ट
Shoaib.
मैच तो हम शायद 96 से नहीं जीते.
That's match तो मैं सिर्फ ODIs पे आ गया ना इसलिए वही मैं कह रहा हूँ, let's look at
हाँ.
ODIs only. So last 18, like post Wasim Akar retirement, we've played about 16 and we won two. Let's just put it that
yeah,
way. But I guess starting off at the toss and then at the selection, right? So, Umair, Australia won the toss. They probably did the right thing. Pakistan didn't play a spinner. They played Hasnain. Now we have Arafat Minas and we also have Faisal Akram in the score. Do you think that was the right call, not playing a spinner at all?
No, yeah. I always want to see a frontline spinner in an ODI game. I think they should have. But then again, look, the four pacers did their job, but I think we were bowler short for sure. Salman Aga cannot be your fifth bowler.
Yeah.
In a test match, fine. But in ODI, you need five specialist bowlers. So I think that's a mistake. But then those two are debutants. Is Sufyan Mukim in the squad or is he in the
I
T20
don't think
squad?
he's in this. So they've announced four squads, but I don't think he's in this one. Yeah.
Faisal Akram is also left arm Chinaman, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So and Arafat Minhas is what? Off
I mean,
spinner.
no, I think they're both left arm. One is Chinaman. One is his left
Yeah,
arm.
well, they should have played. They should try one of them.
I mean,
Maybe in Sydney.
if he's China में Imran, I feel like अगर दो matches तो उसको figure out करने में निकल जाते हैं इनको, right? Even if he's not
Yeah,
that good, right?
exactly. Exactly.
yeah. I think I agree with Umair, right? You need a frontline spinner in white ball cricket, T20
और देखो
ODI.
बात ये कि आपके पेसर्स विकेटें निकाल दें. जब टेल रह गई थी ना आखिरी दो तीन विकेटें कमिंस फंसा हुआ था. वो स्पिनर वो विकेटें निकाल देता है कोई भी
Yeah.
हो.
Especially mystery spinner, which no one's seen before, right? तो बहुत ज़्यादा mystery हो जाती है उसकी.
Exactly.
And Imran, the other way they could have gone, I thought. So I thought about the fifth bowler, right? But had they played a fifth bowler, maybe we would have had a very long tail. They could have had a spinner for Hasnain and then maybe brought in Amir Jamal also somewhere, right? Just to kind of balance it. I'm not a fan of his bowling, to be honest, in white ball cricket, but that would have balanced it a bit better.
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah, but I think we isn't Irfan supposed to be playing as an all-rounder?
No, he's not a bowler. Irfan is a batsman only.
I think he would bowl an over two for Karachi Kings maybe, but I think he just bounced back.
Irfan doesn't
Like
bowl.
he's uski
I
ball
think
की
it was
कुछ है.
they were going to bowl Salman Agha, Kamran Ghulam, and Saim Ayub. They would have shared the 10 overs.
Yeah, and
Oh.
we never found out how
Irfan
to.
is not a bowler. Irfan is just a low order hard hitter.
Hmm.
उसको खिला रहे आसिफ अली की तरह. He's a
Hmm.
T20 batsman, I feel. But anyway.
Yes,
So
you
yeah,
definitely need one more bowler, I guess. But then you're
Yeah.
short of all-rounders, I guess, in the
and that's
squad.
where the whole
Yeah.
Shadab Imad Wasim category we're missing, right? We've always had Shadab, Imad Wasim, Nawaz kind of players in the
Was.
11 for so
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
But
अब आमिर जमाल है यार. आमिर जमाल सही है. I mean,
uh,
good batting all rounder.
so if you look at Australia, by the way, so they Hazelwood is not in the squad. He's joining before the next game. Uh,
Mhm.
and
Where's Travis Head?
so Head and Marsh are both having kids, not with each other.
Oh.
They're having a child this week. So
Thanks for the clarification.
who knows, man? Who knows? It's 2024. So they both are on paternity leave. So they won't be part of the series, which is
Okay.
why Jake Fraser, McGurk, and Short at the top were batting. But
Yeah.
Imran, the openers, once again, Saim Ayub and Abdullah Shafiq, whatever the format, they seem to be giving us an under 10 start once again.
Why? Why?
Yeah, this is very strange, right? If you look at both Abdullah Shafiq and Saim individually, they're both doing decent. I mean, they're not doing great, but they're doing decent. They're both getting some scores every odd game. But yeah, as a pair, they have a horrendous record. So I'm not sure how long we're going to persist with them as a pair and keep putting up these single-digit opening starts.
Yeah.
यार
Uh,
आप टेस्ट खिलाया आपने आपने T20 खिलाया साइम को वनडे में भी मतलब आई यू लुक एट फखर इमाम बाबर दुनिया में ऐसा टॉप 3 नहीं है स्टैटिस्टिक्स वाइज
Exactly. Yeah. I was going to come to that. I mean, Imam and Fakhr were such a great opening pair,
या
right? Har, from every metric, they're our most successful ODI opening pair, and for whatever reason, they're out of favor now.
yeah, and
And we're trying all these
yeah,
combos.
and again, Fakhr is, you can argue, our most impactful ODI batsman also, right? Like,
या
not just about opener as well. So that's that. Umair, there was a headline on Cricinfo for a while that morning, Babar looking sublime. And he was looking sublime, but there was an until, unfortunately, after that.
Yeah, look,
What?
even in the test matches that he's failed in, where he's gotten 30, 31, 37, 42, 30, 40, he's looked really good,
Yeah.
right? And then he gets out. So, but then this in okay, let's leave red ball aside. In white ball, it was again to leg spin.
Yeah.
Rashid
Yeah,
Khan
it was
ho,
both.
Adil Rashid ho, Zampa ho,
It
koi
was
ho.
Zampa's first
Kuldeep
over, I
Yadav
think,
ho.
second ball. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so look, he's
Yeah.
still not overcome his spin weakness. But look, I don't think
Especially
he's
like that.
ever been out of form. Babar looks
Yeah.
great all the time. He's at the crease. He just gives it away, which I think he's losing a bit of focus, and that's not being there mentally, right? I mean, I think he still needs to get there.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But yeah, I think I saw a few of the shots, and Imran, he actually looked really good. And while I agree with Umair that he hasn't really looked out of touch, he just gets out. But I just think he was really enjoying the pace of the ball and the
Yeah.
MCG and really enjoying.
Yeah,
Uh,
Babar's always, he likes the ball coming on to the bat. Unlike a lot of our other batsmen, he actually likes playing on such pitches, and he has a decent record. Like I think Babar and Zahir Abbas are the only batsmen who have an ODI century against Australia and Australia, or
Mm.
ODI century in Australia, I think.
wow.
So yeah, he does like the ball coming onto the bat, but yeah, his weakness against leg spin is now becoming a bit of a chronic issue, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, true. And I think I'm not. I think he was by far he looked the best in us, but I'd say across the day. I don't think even any Australian looked as good in touch as Babar was while he was there. But then he got out again the first time Zampa came on. So uh, I guess if you look at the top five, Omer, other than Bobby, no one really got going. Rizwan, I know he did all right, but he scored 40 in like 70 balls. Once you played that many balls in an ODI in 2024, you should not be on 40. And
Yeah.
I don't think the track was a 40 of 70 track. What did you make of that knock and the top five overall?
Look, MCG is never a high scoring ground. So I thought with the help from Shaheen and Naseem lower down, we got to a decent total. MCG is always a 220, 230 pitch.
Yeah.
So we were 20, 30 runs short, not more. So 40 of 70 at MCG is fine. I don't mind that. But Yeah, I mean, it was the bowlers who got us over the line, over the 200 mark.
Imran, I don't know if you saw what Kamran Ghulam did, but he played a shot back to Cummins and Cummins said something to him. They smiled at each other. And he was still so giddy and excited at the fact that Cummins ne usse baat ki. That the next bouncer came, he wasn't ready for it and he just gloved it to the keeper.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, first time. See, I mean, we go into the an Australian tour without a single practice game, just having landed in Australia 2 days back with a bunch of 3 or 4 new guys in your top five. I don't think we expected anything different,
Yeah, I
honestly.
doubt Kamran Ghulam has ever even batted in Australia ever before.
Exactly, right? So
We
I
don't do
don't think
these A tours and under 19 tours the way India does, So
which surprised me, yeah, that we found ourselves under 100 for
yeah,
five.
yeah,
First game in Australia. Not surprised at all, honestly.
Yeah, but I guess Shaheen and Naseem Imran with the bat were really good once again. They showed their value, and I mean, I think by the time I think when Shaheen came into bat, we were at some point struggling pretty badly, right? We were six, what were we, 6 for 117 when Rizwan got
Yeah,
out. And
yeah.
at that point, I was actually thinking sub under 150 maybe, but both looked really good.
yeah. Shaheen and Naseem have been doing it for a while. Like both of them have played a few good knocks here and there, and they did really well. I think to get us to the 200 mark, which was almost
Which,
good enough for a competitive total.
like Umair
Turns
said,
out,
in 80 shot, it was 30 shot maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I guess so. If you look at Umair, the bowling again, it was nice for Pakistan quicks to get a wicket each in the first 4 overs. Shaheen and Naseem both got one,
Yeah.
and both seem to. Again, I think this is probably the best I've seen Shaheen ball with the new ball, and I know it's different formats, but it's the best I've
Yeah.
seen Shaheen ball with the new ball in a while.
Yeah. I mean, and look, it's in Australia, right? I mean, it's got some favorable conditions as well, and I guess he's gotten a break, so it's probably a bit fresh. So yeah, it was heartening to see the way the paces ball. Although all of them got hit, they all went at 6, 7, and over. But yeah, still.
And I guess the situation was tailor-made for Smith, right? So like whether he's in the ODI 11 or not, he definitely it was tailor-made for him under 4 runs and over, and he
Yeah.
top scored for Australia. But then Imran, the real, I think the star of the day for me was Haris Rauf, right? He was back at the place where he got discovered on the global stage in terms of playing for the Melbourne Stars, and he really turned it on, and he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, obviously, he knows this ground, he knows these conditions, he knows what to do here, and it showed the way he bowled. Very obviously thought out, planned short ball attack against the Australian batsmen, despite them being comfortable playing the short ball, but he was quick, very quick, and too good for them. So I think great effort by Harris for sure to get us back in the game with those 3 quick wickets.
Yeah, and Umair, they were talking about how the ball Maxwell got first up. It's like if you took all the analysis on Maxwell and came up with the perfect first ball, that would be it. Do you think
Yeah,
that was a
absolutely.
fluke or Harris knew what he was doing?
No, I think it was planned. 100% planned. They knew what they were gonna do to Maxwell up front.
Yeah. No, and I
And
just
let's
think,
not forget you have Gillespie with them as well now, right?
and
So
let's
Yes,
not forget
exactly.
Harris, when Harris plays for the Melbourne Stars, Maxwell is his captain also. So,
mm,
but I think the other fact thing, Umair, but that's the point, right? At that was the time where all of those 90s and 2 years ago memories really came back, right? Because
Yeah,
for a moment it looked like, if not 50-50, Pakistan may even have been slightly ahead at a couple of times,
yeah.
and the commentators seem to believe so as well.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Taylor and the Callum Ferguson commentating in his first ever game. I mean, he was amazing in the combox. And Wasim Bhai, of course. But yeah, the commentators felt Pakistan would do it. I felt Pakistan would do it. Just Cummins in the way. I mean, that man just stands tall as Australia's captain. He's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
just he's just extremely good.
Proper Imran, proper Captain Cool innings, and he's done it so many times now. The Edgbaston Test
Yeah,
and the Ashes last year. Now it's a long list, pretty.
yeah.
yeah, there's a long list of him bailing Australia out in these situations,
Yeah,
including
I
the
feel
World
he
Cup
can bat in the
semi-final.
top six.
Yeah,
For us,
yeah.
he can for sure. But
We three can be top three for us. No problem.
Imran, a word on Rizwan's captaincy. I thought he got a lot of things right yesterday. And there was somebody messaging on one of the groups saying कि अगर बाबर होता तो उसने छठी विकेट पे सलमान अली आगा को लगा दिया होता as a bowler. But what do you make of
Yeah,
that?
I think good proactive captaincy, right? He sensed when we got back in the game, kept his quicks on throughout, right? So we bowled what 30 odd overs, and you almost bowled out all of your quicks. He never bothered going with the fifth bowler. So yeah, he did do a few things which an attacking aggressive captain should be doing in this situation, which some of our previous captains might not have. So I think overall, yeah, a good start to Rizwan's captaincy.
Yeah. Umair, what do you make of the captaincy?
Yeah, look, it was on the field he was attacking, aggressive for sure. But मुझे एक बात बताओ यार, जब बाबर कैप्टन था सब कहते थे रिजवान जो बोलता है बाबर करता है। तो मतलब रिजवान तब ये नहीं बोलता था बाबर को। तो
और
आई
सब
मीन
सब ये भी कहते थे वो प्रिंटेड प्लान पे चलता है।
हाँ, तो आई मीन वो प्लान भी रिजवान बना के देता है, रिजवान इसकी सिर्फ रिजवान की सुनता है, किसी और की सुनता नहीं है। तो तब रिजवान ऐसे नहीं, एनीवे आई डोंट नो मैन।
बट
But
या
yeah, look, I think there was no option. Pakistan did not have a fifth frontline bowler, and
Yeah,
fine, it was 203. You were going to bowl them out. No way you were going to bowl 50 overs and restrict, right? You're going to bowl them out. You bowl your 40 overs from the pace. So it was an easy decision. Also, I feel if they have a fifth frontline bowler, a spinner, he would have been brought in between. Like Salman Agha and Saim Ayub, you would not turn to in a situation like this, right?
one thing which we haven't heard anything of, but I think we all saw Naseem Shah limping off. So I really hope he's fine and fit and ready for the next game and the season because we can't really
Hmm.
afford to have him go out.
Yeah.
So, guys, the next game is at the Adelaide Oval on Friday. Now, Adelaide is very different from MCG, where they have these short side square boundaries and long straights, right? So it's also a slower track. So the whole short ball bowling will not is not likely to work there. In fact, I think one of the Australian players said that at the press conference today, saying that
short,
short
short came out and said that.
yeah, short said that this strategy will not work in the Adelaide Oval. So how do you see that game, Imran?
Yeah, so I think see, like you said, it is a small square boundary, so it will be harder to go with a short ball attack. I mean, with Harris's pace, maybe you can still try it out, but maybe not the others. And I think given the ground conditions, etc., it definitely warrants bringing in a spinner now, much more so maybe than MCG. So you definitely need to make at least the one change to your lineup, drop one of the quicks. Maybe if Naseem, he limped off, maybe he can be rested just to make sure he recovers fully. I need to bring in a frontline spinner into the mix for sure for this.
Umair, what do you make of the Adelaide game and what change would you make?
Yeah, look, it'll be a more high scoring game for sure. I didn't like the balance of our 11 in the first game. I would drop one batsman, either Kamran Ghulam or Irfan, one of them. You have your top six up to Agha, or Irfan, whoever you play. And then you need four paces and a frontline spinner in. And you don't really need Amir Jamal to cover up the batting. I think Shaheen and Naseem did a great job and they can continue doing the same job. So you just need to drop either Kamran or Irfan and bring in one of the spinners.
You'll have Shaheen batting at 7 and Naseem at 8.
It's fine, man. I don't know if one of the spinners can bat as well. I have no idea to be honest. But yeah, if Shaheen and Naseem bat 7, 8, yeah, I don't mind that.
I also think, by the way, that the way we announce the scores, we don't have a fifth quick in the side. So if
Hey, Amir Jamal hai na?
sorry, Amir Jamal hai. That's what I mean. He's an all-rounder in
We
my
have
head.
five.
So my point is, if the team is injured and he can't play, and we still want to play four quicks, then Amir Jamal has to play. So either we then
Yeah.
go with three quicks only, or
So
Amir Jamal.
look, any two of Shaheen, Amir Jamal, Naseem are good enough
True.
to support your top six.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
So
Would you consider bringing in Amir Jamal for Hasnain?
yeah, if Naseem, Haris, Shaheen are playing, then yeah, why not?
Right, because then that kind of strength, Hasnain is not wasn't as effective yesterday. I mean, he wasn't bad, but he wasn't as strong as the others, and then that kind of gives you a slightly longer batting lineup.
Yeah.
Imran,
True.
your take on that?
Yeah, so I think, I mean, I feel that Shaheen at 7 is a position too high for him. I would then go with, get Amir Jamal. If he's pretty much your only all-rounder-ish kind of option in the squad, then you would get him and bat him at 7 and a specialist spinner after that. I feel Shaheen at 7 is too high in an ODI. Maybe you can pull it off in a T20, but not in an ODI.
Probably, especially when our batting lineup is pretty brittle and the openers are under 10. But Umair,
Anyone know how good Faisal Akram or Arafat Minas are in batting?
I don't believe they can bat much. By the way, these guys have not even got games for the PSL sides. They barely get PSL games. So I'm not sure how they
बाहर
are.
से आए हैं. कहाँ से
ऑस्ट्रेलिया में
आए?
किस तरह आ गए एकदम से, बट लाइक माय पॉइंट इज अगेन दैट मिस्ट्री बॉलर है, तो शायद एक आध मैच में तो मिस्ट्री
Yeah,
चला।
देखो, मिसबा, these two, फैसल अकरम and सुफियान मुकीम, मिसबा has been talking about them for the last 3 years.
या
तो कहीं तो ये खेल रहे हैं,
they
maybe not
they
PSL.
play domestic and they also in PSL squads, but I think the more experienced guys who can bat a bit, they get preference in the 11.
हाँ,
Probably what happens.
हाँ.
But okay, good stuff, guys. Prediction for Friday, Umair, you go first, and
I
for
don't
the
know, man.
series.
I mean, we've lost 27 out of 28. We'll lose 28 out of 29. I don't see us winning.
Do you see us winning any game in in the series out of the next two?
Maybe one T20.
Okay, so 3-0 on the ODIs, Imran.
Yeah, I think 3-0 in the ODIs is probably
Yeah,
the safe.
I think
We're
after
playing the world champions.
man, after what I saw yesterday, right, in that half an hour, that old Faris has woken up. So I think Pakistan's going to win this one. एक game तो जीतेंगे ODI में. But thank you
No,
guys.
The thing is, I mean, there
I am
are.
still not back to my
No,
optimistic ways.
मुझे
उस दिन
उस
पहला
दिन
मैच जब चल रहा था ना, जब बैटिंग आउट हो रहे थे लोग, कमरान गुलाम आउट हुआ है. I saw some WhatsApp groups, people going crazy. That century in the test match was a fluke, can't bat at all. I was like, guys, you just won two test matches in home conditions, tailor-made for your spinners. You are here playing white ball cricket in Australia, and this guy's probably never batted in Australia. How can you even compare the two things?
exactly. And
What हमारे
guy
fans पता नहीं क्या
meant to
है.
have a weakness that they say against the short ball, and he's playing for the first time in Australia against Pat Cummins. Like, come on,
Ah,
give the guy a break.
exactly.
So, but anyway, thank you for being on, guys.
Thank you.
For those of you watching, we'll be back after Friday's game. In the meantime, stay tuned to the shiny side.